way. The NBA East, we talked about it before the show. Not much has changed. It's the Bucks, the Celtics, the Heat, the Raptors, and the Sixers. And then the rest is kind of just a free-for-all down there at the bottom. I don't see much in the way of either of these, or any of the teams at the bottom really progressing because the way they're playing right now. But I think the way the Celtics are playing right now, that team is scary right now. That's probably my scariest team out of the East right now. With the fact that Giannis, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, all Pascal Siakam, Jimmy Butler, all over there being really good contenders, I still see the Celtics just as a really good team right now. If Gordon Hayward's able to come back later this season and be in the shape that he was when he left, oh wow,
right,
that's going to be scary to me.
Yeah, I like that Boston team. I really do. And Hayward definitely will be back. And it just all depends on what kind of style he'll be able to play. If he'll still be able to be 100%. And I think he'll be fine. I think this Boston team's going to make some noise this year. Miami was really nice. I really enjoyed what they did at the beginning of the season, but they've looked flat the last couple games, especially that game against Houston a few nights back. They looked flat. So hopefully they can fix that and move forward. I was really liking where I saw them at the beginning of the season, but they're starting to fall off a little bit, and I hope we don't see that in the future. Hope they can continue to stay in that top four talk. I'll tell you what, though, what I'm really disappointed in the last few games, I guess you could say last few weeks too. That's the Detroit Pistons. I was so high on them at the beginning of the season, but they just fell off. They really they're sitting down at 6-12 now, sitting down at 11 for 12 in the Eastern Conference, and they're kind of disappointing. What do you think?
Yeah, I gotta say that team has a lot of potential, and it's not going anywhere. They brought in a really good ball-heavy point guard that will be able to distribute the ball to the big men they have, and Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. And I thought Derrick Rose would be the answer, but you got to have somebody other than Derrick Rose out there helping those guys too. Luke Kennard has been kind of hitting shots this year, but he's still highly inconsistent. They really need somebody to come through and be the answer for that team, and it's going to take Blake Griffin playing at an MVP level, or Andre Drummond, because Andre Drummond is quietly playing at an MVP level this year.
Yeah, I really loved what Andre Drummond's done. I think he, like I said at the beginning of the season, I thought he was playing MVP caliber, and I was really curious to see what would happen when Blake came back, and it's really not panned out so well. Derrick Rose is still, to me, in somewhat of a talks for most improved player, but he's fell off a little bit too. To me, it's probably sitting more towards some guy from the Western Conference we might be able to talk about later. But yeah, to me, this Detroit's probably been the most disappointed team to me in the Eastern Conference so far.
One other person I want to throw in the most improved player category real quick that's going to kind of blow your mind. Pascal is playing so good, he could win most improved back-to-back years. Last year he averaged like 18, now he's averaging like 24 a game. It's kind of crazy to see the fact that he just keeps progressing each year, and it's kind of cool to see. He's kind of just like we talked about, taking over the role since Kawhi left, and that's what they needed. All right, let's go ahead and get... Oh, go ahead.
That could be something. I'll say that could be something you definitely could keep in talks. To me, I just feel like if you win most improved player one season, then I don't know how you can be improved again from that next year. If you're improved again from the season before, then you should be in MVP talks. In my opinion, I don't know if there's ever anyone who's won most improved player 2 years in a row. I don't know if that would even be considered a statistic. But Siakam has definitely been fantastic so far this year.
Well, the only reason I had heard it talked about is because the MVP race is so heavy this year already that they were saying that could be a possibility, and I just kind of thought that was intriguing. But let's go ahead and get into the NBA West.